Yeah, a decade ago I toured with this band Trivium, and I became really good friends with those guys. And their dad, the singer's dad, is a guy named Brian Heafy, and he is now managing us. And I guess it's just through that connection 10 years ago, you know, and we've been talking since. He's been following us ever since. And so I just asked him out of the blue, I said, hey man, do you want to manage us? You know, just as a fucking joke. And he says, yeah, I'll give it a shot. You know? So we flew down to Florida just to see if it would work.
Yeah, it was just Brian, Andy, and I. You know, like we didn't have a bass player at the time. We went through this crazy transition phase where we had this management out of LA. We had done these tours, but
we struggled to be a four-piece. Like we fought hard to be a four-piece.
Yeah, we always said like, okay, Brian's got to be the front man. He's got to be the Eddie Vedder. We got to be Van Halen. You know, like that sort of thing. And we got in the rehearsal room, and Brian was just singing. Andy was playing guitar. I was on the drums, and Brian Heafy goes, Brian, pick up that bass. And we're like, yeah, you know, Brian, we really want to do the whole four.
Hey, dude, why don't you pick up that bass?
Yeah, and, you know, he was like, well, Brian, you've played in bands professionally as a bass player, and you've also sang professionally in bands, so why don't you couple them together? And he picked it up, and we played our song, Don't Put It On Me, for him, and Brian Heafy goes, that's it.
I think the big difference between this record and what most other bands are doing is that we captured the majority of it live. Originally, the idea was to do an entire live off the floor record, but that kind of didn't pan out with our budget and stuff like that. So we ended up doing live drums and then retracking some guitar and bass parts and vocals. And from there, you get what you get. I mean, there's no auto-tune. There's nothing, you know.
Patience for these times when there ain't no room for love. We really want to take the approach where what I played on drums is what I played on
what
drums.
You hear is what you get.
Yeah, what you hear is what you get.
Yeah.
Same with all the tones and the vocals, you know, it's all...
What we put down on record is what we do live.
Yeah,
because that's what they're going to get.
So we had to be as tight as possible before going in the studio, and yeah. So we do that same approach with all the videos that we do as well. All the live videos you'll see on YouTube. It's all just live off the floor. So what you hear is what you get. And we haven't been, you know, putting tens of thousands of hours into our instruments for no reason, right? So
it always comes down to the live show. I'm the kind of guy that if I hear a band and I like them, I won't pass judgment until I see it live, you know, because like they could sound great on record and then you see it live and it's just shit, you know. It could be terrible, it could be great, you know. Like we've been fortunate enough to tour with bands that were always great live and, you know, always pushing the envelope, and for us it's a great and massive component of being a band.
Being a live band to me is all of the players in that band not only have to be the best that they can be individually on their instruments, but also the best they can be as a band. And, you know, and that's grinding it out on the road, that's getting in the rehearsal room, that's writing even though you've already released an album, and going over all your old stuff, all the new stuff, and just constantly grinding, you know.
Yeah. Speak Volumes is a fucking movement, you know. It's not just an album, it's a movement, man. You know, it's bringing people together. Doesn't matter where you're from, what you believe, you know, your creed, your culture, your color. That is, like, in my mind, non-existent, because you bleed, you cry, you piss, you shit, you're the same, you know. Whether you're a horse or a man, you know, you're alive.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, but you're on this planet, and I think, you know, that it's just a big movement, I guess, is how I view Speak Volumes.
I'm speaking volumes. I'm speaking